Hi everybody, this is Caroline Sotheby and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. Okay, it's already 2024 and what are you doing? You enjoying your time that you had off and now you're back at work or at school or whatever? Well, I got to the point where I didn't know exactly where to go and report something to you. Then I thought, well, we haven't been to the library in a long time. Well, it just so happens, you know, over here during the holidays we were off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then the other departments around town, they were off on a Monday and Tuesday. So finally, when everybody got back to work after Monday and Tuesday, they were sort of catching up with the department. And they couldn't make it. So I called up Barb because she reads books all the time, and I know you're probably familiar with a whole mess of books that I'm not. And I said, let's go down to the library. And so it was a Wednesday, and it just so happens that on Wednesday they usually have Lego for the kids up to 7:30, and this is one of the tables that were in there. They must have somebody that's strictly getting all pictures, or like what we had before in the show to you, the word games. But that's in the corner on the first floor. That's where I caught Barb. She was already looking through all the books that are on sale. It's surprising. Every time you go there, there's another rack or two. And when we come back from this, we'll find out exactly what she got and why. But this is something that's on the first floor, and they have... What do they actually have there? It's old ones, but they have what?
They're the actual books that they had the people, you could rent, you know, take them for your 2 weeks with your library card. And they're books that are probably getting a little careworn, or they're not as popular as they were. They weren't being checked out. So they put them on these carts and you're able to purchase them. It's either $1 a book or $1 a bag.
Okay.
And I mean, come on, $1 a bag. I really went all for it. I couldn't pass it up for $1 for a bag. And I found one special treasure which I never expected. They had the Holy Bible on one of the shelves that I was looking through.
Yeah.
And it's a 1943 edition. It's in excellent shape. Some books are a little careworn, but you know what? It's gratifying to read some of the books that maybe you thought you might want to read at one time and couldn't get a hold of them, and now you got the chance.
All right, what was your impression once you got in? I think we had mentioned we both came into the library different directions. You came off of Vinewood, and I came off from the parking lot. I said it's similar to what we were talking
from the stores.
From the stores. They had two entrances on the old time. I mean, if it was emergency or for fire safety precautions, who knows?
But that's kind of nice because they do have the two parking lots. They have a nice parking lot in the front, and it also has a handicapped entrance. Mm-hmm. And the other one, hey, they just repaired all the stairs, so you said, out in that parking lot in the back.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's two entrances. It is nice. I enjoy going in there because it's always an experience.
Oh, yeah.
It's always something different to look at.
Yeah.
They've got puzzles that you can go through, and I think you can take them out with your library card. Besides the cart full of books, there's different sections, and they're well marked.
Yeah, we're talking about sections. I think we got a couple clips of even the video area, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and one in particular that I really went to see is the chess, because Al Turner's chess group is there for years and years, and it's on Wednesday. And if you ever want to go down there, learn the game, hey, it's at 5 o'clock on Wednesdays. And in this case, there was a young one, and I asked the mother, I said, is it okay if I tape? And she said, oh, yeah. So eventually, they were giving him hints on how he could play the game. And as you can tell, somebody else is coming. They're starting to gather. So for anybody that wants to learn or wants to see somebody else do it, that's on Wednesdays at 5 o'clock, and that's at the Bacon Memorial Library, Biddle and Vinewood. For some people, I mean, there are people that probably came into town, maybe moved in, and have no idea what's going on.
There's so much to offer at that library. They have a section that's nothing but computers.
Yeah.
If you don't own a computer, they can set you up with an account, and you can go in there and you sign up for an hour, and maybe you can find a job, maybe you can find things for your interest. But it's nice to know that it's available to the public, that they have avenues that they can look at.
Yeah.
Do they still get the newspapers?
They have newspapers, but not the News Herald, because they used to. I'd go there and check up on the latest news for the sports and stuff like that. And lately, I haven't seen them. In the past couple months, they haven't been going there. But they have the Detroit paper, they have the Free Press, they have, I think, more or less the business news too. And a lot of people do come there, sit down at the tables and read their. You know what was strange? When I first got there, before the chess group came in, there was a woman, apparently she brought somebody in. She was sitting at the table. She had her purse open with yarn, and she was crocheting over there. So I figured, make use out of it one way or another, you know?
Well, you know, if you're a parent and the child wants to go, and you usually don't, you trust your child, but usually you don't want to leave them by themselves.
No, and I found that area also on Wednesday. They have Lego until I think 7 or 7:30 at night. And I didn't tape the first one. She was having a good time. She was opening up the drawers and getting cars and playing with them. And the father was sitting at the table, and he was reading something, just watching her. Well, then they started going. She waved by and that. Then another family came in, and the girl, well, she looked at the Lego thing, but then she decided to go closer to the window. She grabbed a chair and managed to get, she knew how to roll it and sit, and you could see her there. And I asked the parents, can I tape her? Yeah, that'd be fine. So meanwhile, the mother had said that it's something that she used to do when she was a kid.
Sure, a lot of
And they're doing it now. Meanwhile, the father was sitting at the low table, and he was doing our puzzles that we were going to talk about. And there's the thing about
Computer
computers
science,
for
sure.
Kids going in. And that, of course, was the entrance into the house, where if you want to do research.
Now, you said they're going to start doing tours?
Hmm?
They're going to start doing tours through the house?
They do it. Every first Saturday in the month. This is a feature for January. Grandma Moses. And that is listed on the wall,
Wow.
heading towards the house, you know, because the library is part of the house as well as the library section. But those were copies of hers.
So she did more of her family life pictures, the things that were around her.
Yeah, the older time. Trying to get around the corner.
I'm trying to think, looking at that, is that just your basic watercolors or?
Oh, I think it could have been. But see, so this is Create Your Own Grandma Moses Masterpiece, and one already was put. So that's something that is available for the kids. They can come down there. Oh, besides not only that, I mean, you have one sheet and we have one sheet. We're worried about the toddlers aren't getting deprived. They have the story time for them. Here's something that it's robots and coding for early childhood. I have no idea what that is. We've heard about robotics in school right now, but now they got that Tuesday, January 16th at 4 o'clock for a 5-year-old. Robotics Club Junior for kids in 1st to 3rd grade. It's Tuesday, January 23rd at 4 o'clock. And here's something that's different. Leap into Science Balance Family Workshop. Visit a series of activity stations to investigate the concept of balance. Families will experiment with balance using their bodies, exploring balancing games, and creating balance structures. This activity is available daily from 10 a.m. to 7:30. That's between January 16th and the 20th.
That's interesting.
I mean, it's not just where you go into the library anymore and get a book and go out. I would call it a learning center.
Definitely, because it's more bigger inside. Now they have a crafting area that you can pick up on. They do different things. They also put crafting kits out that the kids can grab one and practice at home. And I see here in this one, it says Polish Cooking with Mary Spencer of Taste. A Cook's Place, Saturday, January 13th, starting at 1 p.m. Prepare your taste buds for a feast of delectable Polish cuisine. Mary will be showing how you can whip up some mouth-watering dishes. Of course, on here that they can't see, there's pierogies.
Okay, all right.
They also have, that's going to be starting up January 13th, our reading challenge is on again for 2024. This time you will register to pick up your challenges and prizes for the whole year. Each month as you finish your challenge, you will get to open an envelope with a special surprise. Registration is required.
Now, some of those are for adults, too. I mean, it's just not the little ones. They have something structured for every age group.
Then they got one more thing. It says, get crafting with our craft bags to go. January 22nd, everything you need to create something beautiful, limited to high school and adults. First come, first serve.
Okay. You better believe that, too, because they do have an awful lot of people in and out all the time. Because when I talked to Laura, the librarian, she said, I question, like, since the COVID and people are doing different things now, is the library active? She says, very small. Well, what happened when we were talking with Wally? What happened? He said, how many kids were in line to see Santa Claus over there? He said, what, about 250 kids were in line outside and that? So people are paying attention and they're coming now, and that helps.
Well, if you don't think that there's information at the library, of course there is. But wouldn't they have something online that you could check, their own website?
They have that, or else our old Wind Cable Channel 18, the school thing, they show the dates and times. And
there's also the good old phone.
Oh yeah, and by the way, if you want to call, it's 734-246-8357. That's 734-246-8357. 8357. Well, we were there Wednesday, but I landed up back on Thursday because they were telling us that there's a quintet coming in, jazz, and I said, hey, I'm going to go down there. I did get permission to do this, so let's just go get an idea what they did in the spare room there.
very much, everybody. That was Misty, and that tune was not written by Clint Eastwood. Written by the great Errol Garner. I got to see Errol Garner when I was in high school. Saw him at Masonic Temple. Somehow my mother got some tickets and said, "You want to go see? Who's he? I don't know." So I went, and it was a great show. So we would have been the R.J. Spangler Quintet. But R.J. Spangler is not able to make it tonight. So we're doing what we can without him. And I want to introduce to you Randall Poindexter on keyboard. Emim Obasi on bass. Oliver Nevels on the guitar. And we have Neil sitting in on congas. Right. So there's chairs and there are chairs. So if you want to stand, you can stand. If you want to sit, you can sit.
RJ got good replacements.
Well, thank you. We're not really replacements, but
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Thank you. Thank
taking the trip with us to our local library, Bacon Memorial Library. And if you're new in town, you have an idea, or you don't have an idea where it is, go down to Biddle Avenue in Vinewood, and there it is, near Bishop Park. Thanks, Barb, for coming.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it.
Well, it was different. I mean, I didn't know exactly what to expect either, because you get all this information and you say, well, you got to go down there and find out what's really happening.
The interesting thing to know about Bacon Library is that it was someone's home at one time.
Yeah. Well, that's why many years ago when I was doing research, it was interesting to find out the details about their furnace room down below and how they figured that the heat was similar to what was incorporated in your own modern day dryers, because what they had was okay. Anyway, hey, thanks. We gotta go. See you next time on Up, Down, and Around Town. Bye-bye now.